Yes, guys, what's going on? Welcome to Stretford Paddock. I am McKola here with your morning news. Thank you for joining us. Hope you guys are all doing well. We are very, very close to the return of Premier League football and, of course, Manchester United being in action. And we're gearing up now for that game against Newcastle on the weekend in the Premier League, where a crucial 3 points are at stake. But I'm here with your latest Manchester United news. If you're new around here, make sure you're hitting that subscribe button. And today we got plenty to talk about. Harry Maguire's troubles this season have continued as he was sent off for England, and as he trudged off that pitch at Wembley, you couldn't help but feel sorry for the man himself and the Manchester United club captain as he went off that pitch. And we'll be discussing what Manchester United need to do with Harry Maguire. We'll be discussing Project Big Picture. We'll have a roundup of the international scores, a little bit of Diogo Dalot, and a quote from Bruno Fernandes as well. But let's get stuck into that stuff regarding Harry Maguire. Now, it's not been a great year for Harry Maguire at all. The back end of last season for Manchester United, his form started to take a dip. Now, that could, you could take into consideration the fact that he played in every minute of every Premier League game for Manchester United. He was constantly available. He was always playing. And that maybe, there was a detriment to his form by the end of the season when that happened. Obviously, in the summer, he has those troubles in Greece. He has a court case. Obviously, wherever the blame lies, the case did seem very, very dodgy. You had to feel for Harry Maguire in that situation. You could say, he shouldn't be in that situation or whatever, but it happened. And it would have been something that would have been mentally fatiguing for Harry Maguire at a time when he should have been taking his mind, off things and relaxing and taking some time out and having a break. He was involved in all that, and it wouldn't have been able to switch off from anything. It would have been stress back into the new season, and no pre-season as well, which has clearly had a detrimental effect to a lot of players. To start the season, his form doesn't get any better. If anything, it falls off a cliff with the rest of the Manchester United team as well, who have underperformed. The results haven't been good enough. And to make matters worse, when he goes away for international duty with England, it continues again. Now, you could probably say Gareth Southgate, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer could maybe take a little bit of responsibility here, where we've seen a player that clearly needs to be probably just left out for a little bit for his own good, and we've constantly played him through it. Now look, has he been poor? Yes. Has he had bad form? Yes. Could he have been dropped already? Yes. But he's not turned into a bad player overnight, and he's going through a bad time at this minute. And I think us as Manchester United fans, us as a club, need to rally round him a little bit. Look, there's a reason why we spent £80 million on him. Whether you think he's worth that or not, I personally don't think he is worth that price tag. But, he was clearly a quality defender when he brought him in. One of the best in the league. He hasn't turned into a bad defender overnight. And all of our problems aren't Harry Maguire's problems. But I just feel like us playing him through this is not going to get any better. We kind of have to do him a favour for his own sake and just take him out the firing line. Against Newcastle on the weekend, we got Lindelof available, we've got Bailly available, Tiedan Mengi, Axel Tuanzebe. I think we just need to do Harry Maguire a break. And whether we give him some time off until the Paris Saint-Germain game, or we give him the next 2 games off, or a couple of weeks off, and let him go away. Obviously, he probably can't go on holiday, he can't travel anywhere, but give him a break, let him chill with his family, and friends, lock off for a little bit, mentally, physically, rest up as well. And then come back to United, fight back for your spot, get back in the team. Because I just feel sorry for him at the moment. You can't help feel sorry for him. And I know a lot of people are saying, well, Paul Pogba doesn't get this luxury of people feeling sorry for him and the lack of plaudits, and other players don't get that. And I totally understand. But just because we're frustrated as fans at the treatment of some of our players by the media and by pundits, when they actually act the right way with a player, we shouldn't then do their job for them and start laying into that player, because we should get behind them. I've always thought that's a big thing that we've done at Manchester United, whether it was Phil Neville in the Euros, David Beckham in '98, was anybody, we just get behind them. And I think that's what Harry Maguire needs at the moment. A little bit of love, a little bit of support, and a little bit of help to get back on track, focus, and get back to playing his best football and just focusing on that. Maybe the armband is too much for him. Maybe he's just mentally fatigued from the summer and the poor form and everything combined, and now he's sent off for England. It's one thing after another, and I think we just need to take him out of the firing line, get behind him, give him some support, and hopefully he'll be back to being the best Harry Maguire in a month or so, because he's clearly not that at the moment. He's clearly not that. He's a shadow of the man that we brought in for a record fee for a defender. And you feel sorry for him at the moment. Moving on from that, and to people that I do not feel sorry for, Project Big Picture has been rejected by Premier League clubs unanimously, and we heard about how the owners of Liverpool, the owners of Manchester United, were very keen on getting this sort of thing pushed through. The Premier League reduced to 18 teams, 25% of the annual revenue going to the EFL, 250 million immediately going to the EFL, 100 million going to the FA, no League Cup, no Community Shield, loads of things like that happening. But it has been rejected by the Premier League clubs, and that is because of the huge power shift that we would have seen take place. At the moment, each club has one vote. That vote is equal. You need 14 plus Premier League teams to be able to vote anything through in the Premier League. And what is being proposed is those 6 teams that have, are at the top of the game, the likes of Spurs, United, City, Chelsea, Arsenal, Liverpool, etc. Those teams, their votes would count for a lot more. And it isn't just the teams we're talking about here. We keep seeing Manchester United and Liverpool owners, or Manchester United and Liverpool against the Premier League. It's not Manchester United and Liverpool against the Premier League. It's the fucking Glazers and their owners against the Premier League. That's who it is. But they're obviously representative of Manchester United. And I would hate to see, the power shift that these guys are suggesting and these guys want. It's clear that somewhere, the EFL are asking for help, and that's totally understandable. That's totally fine. But in that exchange of financial support for the EFL, these Premier League clubs are looking to get more power with it as well, and hopefully people keep telling them to F off. Quick international roundup. Besides Harry Maguire, it was a good night for some of the Manchester United players that were involved. Portugal beat Sweden. Now Lindelof played in that game and played 90 minutes. Bruno Fernandes also played in that game as well. Good to see those guys getting some minutes in the legs as we edge closer to that game against Newcastle on the weekend. As I said, England lost against Denmark. Rashford also played in that game as well. Had a quiet game, didn't look great. Hopefully we'll be in better form for Manchester United on the weekend. France beat Croatia 2-1. Pogba involved in the winning goal with a sublime pass, crossfield ball. Anthony Martial playing well in the game as well. Donny van der Beek scored his first ever Dutch goal for Holland in a 1-1 draw with Italy. Eric Bailly completed 90 minutes the other day against Japan for Ivory Coast. Now this was after a fear that he was injured in the last game when he went off holding his hamstring, but it looks like he's not injured at all, and he is available and he played 90 minutes. So hopefully he'll be ready for that game against Newcastle on the weekend, because like I said, I think Harry Maguire needs to be taken out of the firing line. And a huge win for Scotland as well, which took them top of their UEFA Euro Nations League, or whatever the hell it's called, as McTominay's Scotland beat Czech Republic 1-0. Scott McTominay playing as part of a back three in that game. Interesting bunch of results, and now the international break is coming to an end. But during the international break, we've heard about Diogo Dalot. Now, Diogo Dalot obviously sealed a move to AC Milan on loan in the summer. But United rejected advances from Everton. Carlo Ancelotti apparently loves Diogo Dalot. And other permanent deals from AC Milan, for example. AC Milan offered €20 million option to buy in the deal. And United rejected it as they feel he's an important player and has a bright future. And I'm kind of happy with that, because I like Diogo Dalot as well. And I think sending him on loan was probably the right choice. I think he's still got a high ceiling and you don't know where that's going to go. And you would have hated if you let him go to AC Milan. He tears it up this season. And you're looking there thinking, And maybe that also shows that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer isn't fully convinced on what we have at the moment. Maybe, just maybe. There were reports this international break of a fallout between Ole Gunnar Solskjaer and Bruno Fernandes. And Bruno Fernandes has stepped out straight away after the Portugal game yesterday. And he said this, you can tell it's early in the morning, can't even speak English. He said, "Do not use my name, my colleagues or the coach to make trouble at Manchester United. The atmosphere is good and the team is ready to give an answer in the next game." I love that. Don't use my name to talk shit. Don't drag my name into your headlines. I love that from Bruno Fernandes. Even if there was a bust up, which would be understandable. You know, these guys are emotional people. They want to win football matches. And when things aren't going right, you're going to have arguments. That happens. It's how you react from them and how you patch them up. So, yeah, I'm not even bothered if they did have an argument at halftime. At least it shows that someone cares in that fucking dressing room. But anyway, guys, thank you for tuning in. Make sure you're liking, commenting, sharing, subscribing, keeping it locked to Stretford Paddock as well. Of course, the lads will be back with the usual news shows as well. We've got a watch along coming up this weekend. We've got loads coming up. So make sure you're keeping it locked. Subscribe, like, comment, share. Join if you can as well. Hit that notifications button. And for now, I've been Adam McKola. I'm out of here.